Hey Aya, today we are going to talk about the Greek gods and goddesses. Putting them in a family tree might be less difficult for me this time since I already know most of them. We'll cover the gods and goddesses, their role and their extremely incest family tree. What else is new? Let's not waste any more time and get into it. Note, I don't think there will be a lot of structure, but I'll try my best. The family didn't start with Zeus but with the chaos. Chaos created for more titans: Pontus/the seas, Gaia/the earth, Uranus/the sky, and Dora, Tartarus. Gaia and Uranus created Cronus, the king of the universe. Cronus learned of a prophecy which stated that, as Cronus had dethroned his father, so one of his children would dethrone him. He therefore took all of his children from his sister and wife, Rhea, as soon as they were born, and swallowed them. Rhea, Titan goddess of fertility, Cronus was secure and happy, thinking he had subverted the threat, but Rhea was understandably upset. As the goddess responsible for the flow of Cronus's kingdom, she was well placed to interrupt that flow. When she learned she was expecting again, she asked her mother for advice. Gaia helped Rhea conceal her newborn baby, and Rhea swaddled a stone in baby clothes and Dora gave the stone to Cronus to swallow. Cronus was fooled, but Gaia and Rhea carefully concealed little Zeus in a small cave on the island of Crete. Further 10 other titans, cyclopses, and 300-handed ones were created. Before we move on, I never heard of 300-handed ones, so let's see what they are. So apparently they are giants with 100 arms and 50 heads who represented natural forces of earthquakes, tornadoes, and huge tidal waves. Good to know. The other titans were Oceanus, Titan god of the sea and water. He later gave his title to Poseidon. He was married to his sister Thetis. Together the two produced over 6,000 spirits of the oceans and streams, known as the Oceanids. In fact, Oceanus and Thetis were far too fertile, and their union began to cause floods. So they divorced to stop all the damage they were causing. Thetis, Titan goddess of fresh water. When Cronus became paranoid and his wife, Rhea, wished to protect her children, she brought Hera to her sister Thetis, who raised her as her daughter. Later, as a favor to Hera, Thetis punished Callisto and Arcas, a lover and child of Zeus, by forbidding their constellations from touching the sea. They were forced to continuously circle the sky without rest. We know those constellations as Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, or the Big and Little Dippers. Hyperion, Titan god of light and observation. Hyperion was the Titan god of light, wisdom, and vigilance. He married his sister Theia, gods of sun and light, and they gave birth to Helios, the sun, Selene, the moon, and Eos, the dawn. Hyperion and 3 of his other brothers, Coeus, Crius, and Iapetus, formed the 4 pillars that separated and held the heavens above one another. Coeus, Titan god of the oracles, wisdom, and foresight. Coeus was the keeper of the pillar of the north. He was the Titan god of intellect, and married his sister Phoebe, Titan goddess of prophecy and intellect. Their children, Asteria and Leto, were foundational figures in later mythology. Both daughters were pursued by Zeus. Asteria turned into a quail and drowned herself in the Aegean Sea, but Leto bore Zeus 2 children, the twins Apollo and Artemis, who became powerful Olympians. Crius, Titan god of constellations. Crius, or Crius, married his half-sister, Eurybia, who was not one of the original 12 Titans but the daughter of Gaia from her second husband, Pontus. They produced 3 children, Astraeus, the god of dusk, Pallas, god of warcraft, and Dora. Perses, the god of destruction. Crius fought with the Olympians during the Titans' overthrow, and as a result, he was imprisoned in Tartarus. Mnemosyne, Titan goddess of memory. The goddess of memory and the voice of the underground oracle of Trophonius in Boeotia. Mnemosyne did not marry one of her brothers but still helped mother the next generation of deities. She slept with Zeus for 9 consecutive days, and as a result, gave birth to the 9 Muses, Calliope, Clio, Erato, Euterpe, Melpomene, Polymnia, Aurania, Terpsichore and Dora. Thalia, whose roles were to give artists and philosophers inspiration for creation. Iapetus, Titan god of mortal life or god of death. The Titan Iapetus was the god of craftsmanship or mortality, varying between sources. He married one of his Oceanid nieces, Clymene, and they produced 4 sons, Atlas, Prometheus, Epimetheus and Menoetius. These 4 sons were the ancestors of the first humans, and each passed a certain detrimental quality onto humanity: brash courage, scheming, stupidity, and violence, respectively. Themis, Titan goddess of law, order and justice. The Titan goddess Themis represented natural and moral order and law. She became the second wife of Zeus, helped him hold power over the other gods and all the earth. She created the divine laws that even superseded the authority of the gods themselves. She manifested in multiple different forms, and mothered the fates and the hours. Themis was the main Titan goddess of the oracle at Delphi, but she was so fond of Apollo that she eventually offered the oracle to him. Let's now look at the gods and goddesses. Cronus and Rhea had 6 children together. Zeus, the king of the gods. Hera, the queen of the gods and goddess of marriage. Hestia, goddess of hearth. Poseidon, god of the sea. Hades, god of the dead. And Demeter, goddess of agriculture. So let's start with the kids of Zeus. Zeus and Hera created Ares, god of war. This is not entirely certain. And Hephaestus, god of fire and metal working. Zeus and Demeter created Persephone, who is Hades' wife. There is a lot of drama in this marriage. Almost every marriage, honestly. Dionysus, the god of wine and parties. Created by Zeus and Semele. Semele was a priestess. Hermes, messenger of the gods. Created by Zeus and Maia. Maia is Plion's daughter. Plion is one of the children of Thetis and Oceanus. Apollo, god of healing, sickness, music and prophecy. Artemis, goddess of the hunt. Children of Zeus and Leto. Athena, goddess of war and heroes. Was born out of Zeus' head. Aphrodite, goddess of sexual love and beauty. Some sources say she was the daughter of Uranus without a mother. Others say she was the daughter of Zeus and Dione. War of the gods and titans. Little Zeus grew up attended by nymphs and nursed by the fairy goat Amalthea, who produced ambrosia and nectar, the food and drink of the deities. He married Metis, one of the Titans' daughters and the goddess of prudence, who advised Zeus not to attack Cronus alone. Instead, she went to Cronus and convinced him to eat a magic herb that she claimed would make him unconquerable. The herb made him sick, and he vomited his other children, Hades, Poseidon, Hestia, Demeter, and Hera. They all joined Zeus and together they rose against their father. Powerless to resist their combined strength, Cronus fled in terror. Several of the other Greek titans did not give up their power so easily, However, Andorra rose against the new gods and goddesses. Zeus freed his great uncles from Tartarus, and after a mighty battle, the Olympians emerged victorious, and imprisoned the Titans in Tartarus instead. The Cyclopes built a beautiful palace for the new gods and goddesses atop the mountain of Olympus, and the famous Olympian Greek gods and goddesses of legend took up residence there to both aid and interfere in the affairs of mankind. Conclusion: a lot of incest and Zeus couldn't keep it in his pants. Thank you for watching. See ya.